Okay, Gabby, I'm not sure if you can. All right, we're just gonna make this work. Greetings, royalty. My name is Olivia, and welcome back to my realm. So I am still horrifically sick, and it is making everything harder than it should be. I was hoping that I would be better by now, but I just went to work today and had to leave early. So August has been a month. This month has been monthing. But that said, I did want to film an August TBR because despite having a horrible track record of uploading those videos, I have recorded a TBR, I believe, for every single month, and as well as a reading wrap up. I just haven't posted them. And as I pointed to in my community tab, I'm taking kind of not really a break from YouTube, but like I'm stepping back to take care of some other responsibilities and mainly focus on editing and catching up other stuff. And so with that said, in that post I also said other than monthly wrap-ups and TBRs, you won't really be hearing from me much, only to not record my TBR for August. So I plan to record my reading wrap-up this upcoming weekend. So I thought, why not? It may be the shortest video I ever post on this channel, but it makes no sense to have one missing month for 2025. So for this month already, I have already read 3 books, which are I Got Abducted by Aliens and Now I'm Trapped in a Rom-Com by Kimberly Lemming, which is book 1 in Cosmic Chaos. The Yakuza in His Omega Raw Desire was art by Kiichi Kojima and the story written by Chizu, and this is a manga, a Japanese comic, a very adult comic. I believe in the Josei genre / not really genre, it's more of like an age category, like young adult here and adult in the English speaking world. And Josei is like written for like young women 25 plus. And then finally, I read My Instructor Won't Yield by Deme Kingyobachi, which is a yaoi / BL Japanese manga comic. You know, all the words. So I've read those 3, and with 2 of them being comics, I've only finished 1 book this month, which is Kimberly Lemming's book that I have upside down because I'm very sick. And I listened to most of this via audiobook. I read very little of it, even though I have a physical copy. It's because my library released the audiobook for me, so I figured why not listen to most of it on Libby. That said, it is a very unsatisfying reading month, which I think is partially why I didn't film my TBR, because I'm a mood reader and I knew my mood would be shot because this month has just thrown a lot at me. And so I have really not slumped because I'm not in a reading slump. I am a mood reader, and so I go through waves of reading a ton, and then I go through waves of reading not a lot. And it also didn't help that my first 2 reads for this month were 3 stars. So they were good, but like not fantastic, and so it didn't really push me to read a whole lot more. So what inspired this video is that I have to go through my Kobo, and I have to find which NetGalley ARC copies are expiring soon, and I don't have basically Kobo editions downloaded here because I really need to prioritize reading those very, very soon. And so I wanted to talk about the 2 other books I want to read this month because in all honesty, I probably can barely make it to those 2. Sorry, my cat is trying to break into the bathroom. A lot is happening. So my TBR, effectively the last 2 books I want to read, are Issak, written by Shinji Makari, with art by Double S. This is a historical Japanese manga, action, a lot of things, where a samurai travels from Japan to Europe for like basically a revenge tour. I'm not too deep into it right now. I'm only 28 pages into the story, but so far the art is good. It's not like gripping me too much, but it is about to expire in 1 day and 17 hours with no ability to transfer this to my Kobo. So I definitely want to get it done before the end of the month. And the other thing is, I typically love samurai work. I love historical work. I mentioned this in an older video, but I am a trained historian. I went through a bachelor's, a master's, and almost finished a PhD. So I love historical work typically, and I always love a historical mashup where it's two cultures coming together. So I do think this is going to be a good read. And plus it is a manga, while longer, it's 220 pages, because it's more like what we would call here in America graphic novel, because it's two mangas put together is my understanding. But yeah, it's a NetGalley arc as well. I said 2 reasons, maybe this is 3. So actually this is 3 reasons why I want to read it. It's also a NetGalley copy. Past it expiring soon, I really do want to get my NetGalley score up, where you can request free advanced reader copies. And because this particular publisher, I believe, put me on a auto download list, so basically I can download anything in their catalog, I think it would be very messed up of me to not finish one of the books, despite having a cold and despite being sick, etc. I do think it is very doable that I finish Issak, the Omnibus Volume 1, which, as I look at this, the Omnibus contains Volume 1 and 2. So, like I said, it's like a graphic novel lengthwise here in America. That would be book number 4 if I can get that done, which God willing I can tomorrow, because I'll be leaving work a little bit early again to hopefully recover. And so, you know, what better time this weekend? It was K-dramas and chicken noodle soup because I was sick, and I guess tomorrow is going to be violent action manga and a Coke because I know it's not good for you, but look, when I'm sick, I just like to feed my body whatever will give me comfort, including ice cream, but not with the Coke because I'll tear up my stomach. But yeah, hopefully that's book 4. Gabby's back on my lap, and let me pull up book number 5 that I hope to finish. And that one, if I could get to my books, doesn't have an expiration date, so I'm not sure if it really matters because it's an audiobook. Maybe they just kind of stay. I'm not too sure on NetGalley. But that would be Chapter 5. Pugs and Kisses by Farrah Rochon. I really want to finish this, even though I don't see an expiration date. Gabby, you can't knock everything off my arms. Thank you. Even though I don't see an expiration date, the reason why I really want to finish it is that I'm taking part in Herked, the hardest reading challenge you will ever do, started by Qwerty here on YouTube, so go check her out. And she had put together secret prompts every single month during the challenge. And the secret prompt for this month was a pun in the title. So obviously, Pugs and Kisses is a pun on Hugs and Kisses. And I actually have book 1 in the series, pardon my Frenchie. They are actually, you can read them as standalones. I haven't read book 1, obviously, and I'm reading book 2. But it is definitely very interconnected, and I would actually recommend you read book 1 first if you want to check out the series. It takes place in Louisiana, where basically all these professional Black women are in the pet world, if that makes sense. So they're either veterinarians, running a doggy daycare, you name it, and them getting together with, you know, amazing men. So it's a Black romance. It's up my alley, but the beginning is hard to get into because I was promised a rom-com, and I'm seeing the absolute destruction of the main character in Pugs and Kisses. Evie's relationship was her longtime boyfriend turned fiance. So it's really like, ugh. And then Bryce, her ex, who is going to be her man in the book, comes back in the picture, and I guess they had a messy breakup. So I'm like, girl, I need the rom-com. I don't need all the drama. And I'm a drama hound. I'm a drama fiend. So if I'm saying I don't want the drama, you know I don't want the drama. So, but that said, I really do want to finish that because A, if I finish that book by the 31st, I will be able to knock off not 2, but 3 spaces in the HerCAD challenge, which check out my comments to learn more about HerCAD and watch my announcement video as well. But there are a lot of prompts. It is truly the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. It's definitely the hardest reading challenge I have ever taken part in. And so I definitely want to finish all the secret prompts because I want to use all the tricks I can to get finished in time. Now, does that rule out potentially finding like a shorter book with a pun in the title? Of course not. If I can, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do whatever I have to do. But I'm 18% / about an hour and maybe some change into Pugs and Kisses. So I really don't see any reason why I wouldn't just finish that unless I really just can't do it. But it's also audiobook versus I think any other pun book I would have would probably be a physical copy. And when I'm sick, the words, like my dyslexia, it starts dyslexiaing and it's even harder to read. And so that's when I tend to turn to audiobooks anyway. So that's my hope anyway. So that was a long, rambly way of saying I've already finished 3 books, including one on NetGalley on my phone. I am going through my Kobo in order to find which books are expiring soon so I can make sure they're on my Kobo or put on my absolute need to read early September list, which would be my September TBR that will come out in a reasonable time frame, unlike this August one. And then finally, I have 2 other books I want to finish on my August TBR at the end of the month, which are Issak and Japanese Omnibus and Pugs and Kisses, which is a Black romance, a contemporary rom-com audiobook. So with all that said, I hope you enjoyed this super short video. I love bringing you all bookish content. I love running this booktube, and I just wanted to thank you all. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, and for some bigger YouTubers or people that have been at it a while, that might not seem like a huge milestone, but from someone like me who I tried booktube in the past very sporadically, like I posted I think 3 videos in 3 years, so it was like a true like push drive. But even then, like being involved in the community, I barely broke 150 subscribers I think on my old channel, and that was with uploading other stuff that wasn't just booktube content, but I was uploading some things. I was interacting with the community, as I already said. I think I'm speaking in circles because but all that to say, like 3 years to get to that milestone, like 100 subscribers, felt insane. To do that in less than a year, because I've restarted this channel in November, and I believe my first video was posted in January. I don't know, it just makes me so happy. So with that said, my voice is failing me the more I talk, so I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye for now. Royalty, if you're one of our distinguished guests and you are not subscribed to the channel, I would love if you would subscribe. That way I could talk to you about more books as we get to them, especially in September, October, November, and then we're gonna be in December. I actually can't believe it that the year is this close to being over. But yeah, I have a lot of exciting content in the way, and like I said before, while I have a very bad track record of uploading videos, I have recorded a ton of videos. I just haven't had time to edit with my new job. So as I conquer stuff in my author life and things in my day job, I really hope to, fingers crossed, post like a video a day leading up to Vlogmas / Bookmas, and then like post daily bookish vlogs in December. So November and December, if God willing everything works out, you're gonna get a ton of content, and I really hope that you stick around for it. But either way, if you're royalty or you're a distinguished guest, I thank you so much for watching this video. Until next time, farewell for now. Bye.